Mitt Romney catapulted to the national political scene with a run for president. Tonight, the former Massachusetts governor returned to the State House, where he will adorn the walls for generations to come. NECN's Scott Yunt is on Beacon Hill with the first look at the governor's official portrait tonight. Scott?
Good evening, Beth. The governor looked rested and relaxed, perhaps because he's buoyed up by his recent rise in poll numbers. In the last 16 months, he's gone up 10 points to a full 40%. Now, he left the State House to go run for president. He went around the country and came back, but he looked as if he'd never left.
Thank you, please. The most applause I've heard since the day I announced I wasn't running for a second term.
It was a kind of snapshot in time. The Mitt Romney administration recreated, if just for a moment, coalescing at the foot of the grand staircase in the State House to unveil the official portrait of the Bay State's 70th governor. Former governor and presidential candidate Romney was all smiles and joked as he thanked legislators, both former and present from both sides of the aisle, for assembling to celebrate.
You'll note that the one thing this painting has in common with real life is that in the painting my hair doesn't move either. And
the portrait by artist Richard Whitney depicts the governor sitting on his desk with the landmark health care legislation that many believe defined his administration, and a photograph of his wife, Ann.
No, it was Mitt's idea. It was clearly not my idea, but I wouldn't have asked for that privilege, actually. But it was a real thrill for me to see that unveiled today.
It was also a time to remember those 69 other governors. Governor Deval Patrick commended them all.
I suspect that there is a rogue or rascal or two among that 69, but mostly, I think those predecessors of ours brought a sense of service to the job, and I know that you did.
Romney would not say he missed the office of governor or whether he'd run again for president, but was overheard telling his portrait's painter he would like to do this again sometime.
he's a wonderful artist, and I'd love to put it have him paint one of my sons and their wives and my wife and myself.
Presidential portrait?
No, not very likely.
So I guess for now, Beth, we're left to speculate. By the way, that painting cost $30,000, paid for out of the campaign treasure chest of Mitt Romney.
And it's widely thought that the governor is thinking very hard about another run for the White House in 2012. What's he been up to lately, Scott?
Well, we asked him a lot about that, and, you know, he copped to the fact that he's been raising money for other Republican candidates, primarily gubernatorial candidates. He mentioned the state of Virginia, but it's very clear that he wants to stay in the minds of those Republican donors, and lots of people around him definitely want him to run for president in 2012.
Scott Yunt on Beacon Hill. Thanks.